Dude, I love how you and I just sit back and wait for the other to fuck up. Just fucking up a word. Just add an extra letter or just we're just like this. Go ahead, say it.
Go! College football, George. I know. Got a big smile on his face. Anyway.
Let's talk about something real quick. How many teams
college football
in the top 5 are in the SEC?
3.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many are from the Big 12?
None.
Right. ACC?
1.
Yep. Pac-12?
1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how many from the SEC again?
3.
Yeah, just checking.
George has got the SEC fucking
testicle.
testicle.
And I don't give a fuck.
And you know what? I can't argue the point with him because if any of you guys watch Week 3 in college football, you saw that the SEC is right back to their old ways. They are fucking getting shit done. And slowly, the whole fucking conference is moving up into the top fucking 20.
And now you all understand why Missouri and Texas A&M came over. They are going to take their lumps, and they're getting their welcome to the SEC games are coming because Texas A&M and Missouri both have to play Bama and LSU, and that is a different brand.
Those teams are going to have 5 losses.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just crazy.
A&M played tough though, and then
anyway,
get you there.
Let's talk about some shit that went on in the Pac-10 real quick.
Damn.
If you guys
you said you didn't view this as much of an upset.
I didn't.
I viewed it as an upset because this was supposed to be the year of Wonder Boy Matt Barkley. This is supposed to be his Heisman candidacy. He's supposed to run away. Yeah, see, we just talked about that shit, didn't we?
Yeah, I know.
Dickhead.
Yeah, man.
This was supposed to be Matt Barkley's year, is basically what I'm getting at. But do me a favor, anyone in front of their computer, tell me what Matt Barkley's record is for Stanford.
Would you like me to answer that question?
No, I want them to answer it. But you can answer it.
0 for 4.
Yeah. So it seems like Mr. Barkley has an issue with Stanford. And I'm not taking anything away from Stanford, but I really didn't think Stanford would be. If you told Matt Barkley as a freshman coming in that you'd be 0-4 in your career against Stanford, what do you think he would have told you?
He would have been like,
eat a dick.
Yeah. Eat a dick. That shit's not fucking happening. But you know what? It did.
Yeah, they got handled.
Let me ask you this. Biggest surprise in college football week 3.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you even remotely serious with that question? That shit went down in fucking Pittsburgh.
That shit was crazy.
Virginia Tech Hokie. Yeah, yeah.
Did he hit?
I got to tell. Yes, I got to.
Well, he blows me up. We talk a lot about it because did you know that I was supposed to go to Pitt and I didn't. I ended up changing colleges.
I think you made a good choice.
Yeah.
Not enough white women.
I went to an all-black college. There's no white women here, dude.
That's dumb. Why'd you go?
Huh?
Why'd you go?
Well, because they had a good program. What I was. Well,
I thought you were trying to improve your credit.
Come on. Just saying. See, funny is funny, people, and you're a funny motherfucker. Anyway,
I'm just racially insensitive. Yeah, you have an iPad app. You have an iPhone app for your iPad.
Yeah,
that's what happened there. No, that's dumb. You need to get the iPad version. Then it won't be all tiny in the center.
That's for real? Yes. You know what? It synced it. See, I'm still learning some of this shit, man. George but anyway.
This is why George wasn't happy. He got an iPad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Virginia Tech Hokies, who I said week 1 was not a good football team.
Right. You did say that.
I said that week 1. I said they do not have a quarterback.
You did.
They won week 1. They won week 2. And then somehow they went all the way up to Pitt and got their asses whipped 34-17 or 31-17. It was bad.
It was bad.
And you know what? I'm glad, Bobby. I know what it's like to have your team win. It's good, and I'm glad to see an upset in college. That's why I love college football.
I just don't know, and what we were talking about is how the fuck did Pitt, to play such a good game, because now, obviously, Virginia Tech's quarterback was just having a fucking horrific day.
You know what it is? It's getting up for that one game. It's that Boise State shit. And this is what I mean. Pitt played 2 games, their opening 2 games, and they were laughers. They got smoked.
Youngstown State, that's a fucking crazy.
They got beat by
you and me and 9 other motherfuckers.
Yeah, they got beat by teams they shouldn't. But you know what? It's a rival. It's like on that thing I wrote trap games. Florida State has to play Maryland before they have to play Florida at the end of the season. That's a trap game in my opinion because Maryland always plays Florida State tough. I don't give a shit how many guys they put on the field. They always there's just certain teams that play other certain teams tough, and Pitt always plays Virginia Tech tough.
They do.
And Virginia Tech came in. I don't know who they're supposed to play next week, but I bet it's that trap game. It's that game before a big game.
I don't know.
College football.
It knocked them out of the fucking.
Or it's a wrap.
Yeah.
They knocked them out of the fucking top 20, top 38.
Yeah, it knocked them out.
Them Bamas are 49th.
Yeah, it's unbelievable because, you think, teams that have good programs like Virginia Tech has for years, it's like, okay.
You would think they don't fall into those.
And you think, okay, their quarterback, there was fucking, 3 or 4 turnovers in the first half. It was crazy.
Quarterback's rotten.
But they just, and maybe that's what made them get out. And they're saying, hey, they're stuck with this quarterback for the rest of the year, so we're taking them out of the fucking top 25. We're not having it. They're not, boom. That's
impressed.
crazy.
I'm not impressed with Virginia Tech.
And neither was the AP poll and in the coaches poll. They were impressive. But let's talk about what you were fucking getting really fucking an erection about, and that's the SEC.
Hey-o! Time to talk college football.
Alabama, when they started out against Arkansas or the, and this, can I just gloat my shit? 4 years ago, George and I have been doing this show for fucking a little over 5 years. 4 years ago, when the Arkansas Razorbacks hired Bobby Petrino, what did I say, George?
He's worthless.
I said that he's a deserter.
Yes.
And that there was a lot of people got in an argument with me, and I said, why would you want to send your kid to go play for a guy like that? Because he's going to be the fucking male role model. And I felt like he left the Falcons. He had left college football high and dry before that. Then he fucking bailed on the Falcons. And now he went and he got himself in Arkansas. And now look at Arkansas's program. Did he turn it around? Absolutely. Last year, they fucking looked great. They had only 2 losses. They were fucking on their way. But look at Arkansas's program right fucking now.
How'd they do against Bama?
What was the final score? It was 52-0. Last year, they're in a fucking hole. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were better with Houston busting nut. You know what I'm saying? And so now they're in a big ass fucking hole because I mean it's look at it. They lost to what? They lost? Took a bad loss, a hit on the chin last week, and now they fucking get destroyed by an SEC rival. And it's like now people are just writing them fucking off in one fucking year.
Now, sticking in the top 25, because I don't have anything to add to that. That's Kevin's thing. I'm not a big fan of Arkansas, even though they are in the SEC.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. Teams that are on sanctions, who have no shot at getting in bowl games,
right?
Should they be ranked like the rest of the teams? Should they be ranked in the top 25? The reason I say that is because you have Ohio State sitting at 12. Mm-hmm. Why rank them? They can't do shit. If they go undefeated and they're the number 2 team in the country,
you still have to rank them.
Why?
Because it plays a whole role in the BCS.
But it can't. But it can't. It can't play a role in the BCS because they can't go play.
But let me finish. What I'm trying to get at, George, is that when you play a ranked opponent, if they're not ranked, then how do you put that into the system? The whole system's based on rank and difficulty and strength of schedule. So even though they can't be in a bowl game and they can't be considered the national champion, you still have to say, okay, we beat Ohio State when they were ranked 5th at this particular point in time. You know what I mean? Because they still are that football team. They just get no bowl game or no credit.
You know what I want to happen this year?
I want Ohio State
to go undefeated.
Yeah, so do I. And it happened before. It happened. I think Auburn did it. Oh,
I can't. I hope they do it.
Auburn did it when they were undefeated under Bobby Bowden, and they ran the fucking table.
So we're going to finish talking about the top 5, or how you want to do this?
Yeah. What about Oregon?
Oregon hadn't played anybody, and Oregon doesn't play anyone for a couple more weeks.
Right.
If you could bring that up, that would be helpful. That's why I kind of sent it to you.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah, I don't have it on mine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. At least you're pretty.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's start with your boys, Bama, okay? They're going to face
Whoa.
No. You want to go from 5?
No. Bama's not my boys. You better stop that mess.
Well, I'm just saying because they're an SEC team.
Okay, yeah, but
they're your boys, but they're not your real close boys. They're not your best friend like LSU.
Right. They're not my testicles.
Okay, we'll start.
They're
from
like my kneecaps.
We'll start because I'm going to get. Okay, first of all, we'll start at number 5, which is Georgia. The Georgia Bulldogs are ranked number 5. God, they jumped up fast.
Yeah, they're not messing around. They got a solid team.
Yeah. The problem is this shit can go south real quick for them because this weekend they're at no. They have off this week, don't they?
Do they? I put it this way. Here's what I did. I put this together with the top 5 teams and their upcoming games. Mm-hmm. Georgia basically only has 3 games coming up: South Carolina, Florida, and then Auburn. I mean, they don't play. They're not on the strong side of the SEC, in my opinion.
But they got at Auburn, out South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean but I still think they're gonna. I think Georgia's coming out of their side of the SEC.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay.
They're gonna be in the SEC title.
If they go that game, they could easily bump up. Now, Florida State
has.
You got that trap game. Okay, this weekend they're at Clemson, who's ranked 10.
That's going to be a tough one.
Now, Well, they're not at Clemson. Clemson is coming to Florida State, okay? I'm going to tell you what. If Florida State destroys Clemson, I think they leapfrog Oregon.
Yeah, because if you look at Oregon's strength of schedule, it's backloaded. I mean, they don't play anyone until November.
I think they leapfrog Oregon. After that, they're at Virginia Tech. They're at Maryland, which you consider a trap game. I completely agree with you. And then Florida State, right
they play
around
home versus Florida.
At Florida. So it's kind of tough.
Yeah, because Florida right now is currently ranked. They just beat who'd they beat? Tennessee?
Yep.
Yeah, they just beat Tennessee in Tennessee.
Now, Oregon, let me tell you something. Oregon is at Arizona.
Right, and then they
don't. Home in Arizona. That is no slouchy game. Then they're at USC and
look at that time gap. Look at the time gap, in my opinion, of teams. And when I say they're not playing real teams, I'm saying they're not even Washington State. Yeah. Washington State is quite possibly one of the worst college football programs in the country.
What do you mean Washington State? Where are you saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not, like, the gap. Like, put it this way. Oregon plays on the 22nd of this month. In my opinion, their next real football game doesn't happen till November 3rd.
Right. That means the relevant game.
Right. That means the entire month of October, they play teams they should beat. They didn't even make the list.
Yeah.
That's how weak their schedule is, in my opinion. I'm talking about they're like playing Washington State.
I didn't even pick up on. See, when George had the schedule out in front of me, I didn't pick up that he just has the relevant games. And yeah, these are back all the way until.
Look at the gap.
Yeah, it's huge.
And that's what I mean. And what I mean is that's at Boise State type shit. That's at, cool, we got one game all the way at the end of the season that we have to get up for, and the rest of them, we don't have to play as good as we have to week in and week out to win these games. To me, that is the difference between playing in the SEC and playing in any other conference.
Oh, look. Now, and what George is getting at, we're going to talk about LSU, who's currently ranked number 2 in the country. Let's look at who they have this week. They're at Auburn, okay? Then 2 weeks later, they're at Florida. Then the next weekend, they're at South Carolina. Then the next weekend, they're at Texas A&M. And then 2 weeks after that, they have Alabama coming to them.
Now, do you see the difference? That's why, in my opinion, if you can go through and beat those quality teams, you can't just get up for 1 week. Yeah. You have to come play consistent football. And that's why I think these other conferences are the Big 12. Why do you go after a school like West Virginia? Because they get talent, they get a draw, and they're going to put asses in seats. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. And right Alabama's schedule.
Alabama's schedule is pretty. They're at Missouri on October 13th.
I think they're gonna smack Missouri around and label that as welcome to the SEC. But it's still that's a good team from the Big 12.
Mississippi State is on October 27th. You got that's a trap game. Then they're at LSU at the beginning of November, and then the following week Texas A&M comes to them. I will say this. LSU's got the tougher schedule.
I agree. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an LSU fan.
No, LSU's got the tougher schedule. If LSU is doing what they've done the first 3 games of the season, and Alabama starts to get into this SEC schedule and the games start to get a little bit closer, then you could possibly see LSU fucking leapfrog them because they got they're going to play some really tough opponents.
USC got leapfrogged earlier this year when Alabama beat Michigan, and that's the one thing Alabama needs. Alabama needs Michigan to continue to win.
Yep.
And then that's what falls back to what you were saying about how you need to leave the team ranked.
Yeah.
Because as long as Michigan keeps winning, that makes that win early on in the season look strong. If
does.
Michigan loses 5 or 6 games, that hurts Alabama's win at the beginning of the season.
No, there's Ohio State is
I want them to run the table.
Ohio State's locked up. Penn State's locked up. Who else is? It's another team, too, that's fucking locked up. I mean, they're basically – I felt bad. Let me tell you something. Ohio State, it won't be like – let me tell you something. It will not be like we saw a few years ago. When they start running the table, it's going to be an Urban Meyer team. No. It's going to be an Urban Meyer team, guys, that used to has recruited from all over this country. In Utah, down in Florida. He knows boys in the SEC, knows people on the West Coast. He can make Ohio State a fucking real powerhouse.
They're going to be nasty.
They're going to be nasty.
But now his health has to come into question because that's why he bailed before. So he better
end up being like Bo Pelini. They rolled him out in the fucking ambulance this weekend.
A what?
Bo Pelini, the coach.
No. I didn't ask
ambulance.
Who. A what?
An ambulance.
Wow. What you say?
An ambulance, man. Wow. Come on. I'm going to pop them tags.
Dude, thrift shop. Thrift shop, 2 words. Go watch it. 2:57. You get to see Kevin's uncle do the thing in his Easter suit.
That's right.
And I think that's it.
Out. Later.